Welcome back to another episode of Peep the Game, Finesse Accordingly. Once again, that's Peep the Game, Finesse Accordingly. I'm your host, the one and only, Def Finesse, a TDF Apex Predator. If you're new here, this channel is designed to encourage the young so-called black man to develop the mentality of a tiger.
What? Nigga, what?
Tiger? Tiger? Huh?
Obviously, not by literally pretending to be an actual full-grown tiger, growling and roaring and leaping up and taking a chunk out of someone's ass, but rather by mastering your primary God-given gift, or as I call it, your TDF instinct, and also by finally reconnecting to your very own inner apex predator, aka your inner AP, that version of you inside of you that truly believes that you are destined for greatness.
In this society, on this earth, in this day,
And is perpetually frustrated with the fake ass environments and situations you constantly find yourself in as a so-called black man. You know, the situations that make you say,
I cannot believe this shit.
very similar to the predicament of a tiger stuck in a zoo.
If you cannot understand what it's like to be a tiger in a zoo, I don't know how you ever gonna understand what it's like to be a nigger in America.
I believe that in order to break out of this metaphorical zoo that you're in and to successfully escape back into the jungle where you can live life on your own terms, you must first develop three important characteristics. 1, you must become tireless. 2, you must become deft. And 3, you must develop a great deal of finesse. In other words, you need to be on some TDF
Shit.
So with that being said, the title of today's episode is Learn to Use All the Pawns on the Chessboard.
Now, let's get to work.
On some TDF shit.
It's to die for.
Turn that fucking music down.
One thing we must all keep in mind is that anyone can be used, whether you like them or not, or whether they like you or not. It simply does not matter. A lot of times, it is easy to get caught up in your emotions and allow them to dictate how you move in this world. This usually is a result of you allowing yourself to be led by the weaker characters that exist in your mind, as opposed to your inner AP.
Let's talk about it for a little bit.
Do you think a tiger in the jungle seriously ponders what the rabbits and antelope are thinking about? Or does he just use them as pawns whenever it's time to eat? Hell, I don't even think tigers seriously consider what other tigers are thinking about. They are only concerned with their own desires and ambitions. This is why they are the true kings of the jungle. When you are moving in this game, it is important to remember that
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
as a man, you must leave your emotions out of the game. You cannot allow your emotions to dictate how you move in this game. Your emotions should never influence how you view and interact with people. Instead, you must develop an ability to correctly assess someone's worth and what their potential value and use to you is through your interactions with them. Ask yourself, what is this person's position and how can they be used? You'll be surprised how easy it is to befriend someone and get the best out of them and essentially have them working for you whenever you want them to, simply because they find you to be so likable. However, there is an art to this. By no means am I telling you to go out of your way and force frivolous, quote-unquote, small talk on people. The last thing you want to do is to become that annoying talkative guy that as soon as he turns his back, people are saying,
Nigga always talk too much.
What I'm saying rather is to learn to strategically get information from others without giving them too much information about yourself in return. Being a master conversationalist is more about being a listener rather than a talker. Word to Jackie Chan.
You seem as if you like to talk. I like to let people talk who like to talk. It makes it easier to find out how full of shit they are.
You must develop your ability to think as a king. Learn to view everyone else as just a pawn on the chessboard, even if they are higher ranking than you are in whatever situation or dynamic you guys are in. In your mind, you should still consider them to be simply just a high-ranking pawn at your disposal. As a matter of fact, this will make it easier for you to interact with those individuals that are much higher ranking than you, as opposed to avoiding them as if you're a scared little bitch. Because at the end of the day, these folks are human beings just like you and me. They are not their titles. They are people.
You fucking right.
Being able to comfortably interact with individuals far higher than you on the totem pole alone will make you stand out and be more likable. What I've realized in recent years is that learning someone's name and making it a point to simply acknowledge them with genuine interest and enthusiasm whenever you run into them goes a long way. Keep it short and simple. There is absolutely no need to force conversations on people, especially early in the mornings when everyone is tired. Please don't be that guy. But what I realize is that people are far more likely to start conversations with you when they find you to be likable. And that's where the finessing on your part will begin. When a person starts forcing these goofy ass conversations on you, especially a person of power, that's when you start to masterfully guide the conversations in the directions that you want and gather the information that you desire. With specific questioning, you will also be able to leverage favors from the individual as well. Hopefully, you've picked the right individual as opposed to some company man or company woman that's constantly trying to sell you on the idea that you are a welcome member of the family. Because brother, we both know
You ain't family.
And when you begin to think and move this way, you'll find that you don't take anything personally because you realize you don't have time to take things personally. You'll find that your time is actually better utilized in plotting your next move on the chessboard, as opposed to fuming in anger about some slick shit someone said or did to you. You'll be able to easily ignore and dismiss the weaker characters in your mind that try to tell you,
The nigga gotta pay. He gotta pay for that shit.
because you are only concerned with moving forward in the game, as opposed to being a part of some silly ass
Family.
Because deep down, you know that's not the case, and if you decide to retaliate against said individual and do something that's considered to be egregious enough, you'll end up getting thrown out the game like Norbit. Which is a hell of a way to go out. If this video was helpful at all, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We gotta run a quick marathon to 1,000 subs.
You understand that?
I'm out.